What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sam, and I am back with another video. Today is May 25th, and I am 2 weeks on T, 15 days on T to be exact. So I wasn't really going to make a video because I wasn't seeing much changes at all. I did notice a few in my first week, and then in my second week, I want to say possibly things have leveled out more of the changes from the first week, and I'll get into that. I was a little more discouraged about making videos week to week because I noticed I'm big with watching YouTube videos as well. And I'm thinking people are also trying to watch YouTube videos when they first start T. And of course, before they start. And I never really looked up like first week, second week, all that. A lot of people were going through a lot more changes than I was experiencing. And it was making me very dysphoric and discouraged about me possibly not really getting, enough testosterone in my body. Which is funny because at one point I did think I was having too much testosterone in my body. And I will get into that. So let's start with the first week. The first week, the main change was energy. I all of a sudden was having more stamina and more energy, and more like motivation. So I wanted to do more, and I wanted to do it longer, and I wanted to do it more like often. And then my face got really oily. I was looking out for like my pee to change, me to change, and I had COVID in April, and my smell is not always all the way back. So, I can't really taste like aftertaste and all that stuff. So I was afraid like maybe I can't really smell myself. So I've been putting on extra deodorant just in case, but like I haven't noticed like me smelling different. I probably do, and I even asked my fiance, but she even told me hasn't noticed because she is in the same boat. I got COVID from her. So basically, I've been more oily. I could smell different, but I don't know. My family really hasn't told me, so maybe not. More energy. And then in the second week, 12 days, I noticed that, before my before my second shot, I was very irritable and more cranky. And I was like, well, my levels are off, obviously, because it's near the end of the week. So I was understanding as to why. So before my third shot, I was expecting the same thing, but it didn't happen. So, that leveled out. I felt like I was like sweaty everywhere in my first week, just all the time. I just thought I was like, my butt never really sweats, and it was sweaty. And I'm like, damn, did I pee? Like, what the hell? It was just weird. And, under my binder, I was more sweaty than normal. And so I was like, okay. Obviously, it just changes, so I start washing more better, like my back better, and like being more cautious about that in the shower. And so I also noticed that was like in my first week. In my second week, I was getting like, I guess, hot flashes and stuff as well in my first week. And in my second week, I guess because I put ACs in my apartment, I wasn't really as sweaty all the time. It was more or less in work, which makes sense because I'm working. So I don't really want to say that leveled out, but my mood leveled out, as far as just once. because I only had one shot since my first shot. Like, I had 3 shots, right? So, before my third shot, I didn't feel the irritability that I felt before my second shot. So we shall see what happens before my 4th shot, if that makes sense. So in my second week, I noticed at 12 days, actually, my nipples were very, like, sensitive. And, like, it was just, like, they hurt. They were constantly hard, and they just hurt. And I was like, okay, this is weird. And this is where I, as I said earlier, thought I was on, like, my dose was not too high, but I thought my levels were too high, because, well, yeah, maybe my dose is, I don't know. But basically, I don't know, I don't even know if it's a myth, because I'm hearing it's a myth, and I'm hearing it's not a myth, so I don't know. But, that if you have too much testosterone in your body, it will convert to estrogen. So I thought that's what was happening, and I was like, oh no, my boobs cannot grow. Like, that is one of the things. I'm very dysphoric about my chest. I'm very dysphoric about my voice. That's also why I haven't, like, been posting much, because that's why I don't even play video games that much. Like, clearly I don't have to, like, be on the mic, but I have a mic, and then they're like, yo, you got a mic, like, talk. Like, obviously I don't have to listen to people on a video game, but that's just why, okay? I don't do that because of my voice. I'm very dysphoric about it a lot. And so I was like, oh God. Like, my body wasn't producing estrogen to begin with, and for me to take testosterone, and now my body wants to produce estrogen, I was not happy. So I was researching it, and then I heard it was also, like, I found one article saying that it was normal, and then I heard a bunch saying it was, like, too high, and, you know, if men's testosterone levels are too high, they could, like, get on blah, 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 blah. So I was, like, really nervous, but that calmed down since, and that was, like, 3 days ago. So I'm just being a hypochondriac and looking at every little thing and thinking every little thing is testosterone, or every little thing is this, that, and the next. So somebody told me it was possibly just me sweating under my binder, and my nipples would rub up against it and make it raw. But it wasn't like a raw feeling. But I knew what he was talking about because of the fact that when I used to go on the beach and I used to wear, like, a bathing suit top or whatever, my nipples would always get raw, and it would always hurt, and I'd get rashes. And I hated going to the beach because for some reason the water always made my nipples hurt. I don't know. Anyway, that's besides the point. So that was that in my second week. What else? Yeah, I haven't really had much of a libido, much bottom growth. My voice cracked once in a while. I noticed that. But I'm also not going to notice every single change, because versus somebody who hasn't seen me in a while. So if they see me before testosterone, they might notice more changes than I would, or my fiance would, or people I work with. So I haven't really ever took close-up pictures of my face before, but when I take a picture of my flash, I have, like, little black hairs on my lip, but when you look at it, it's blonde, like, in person, so it makes no sense to me. I don't know if I even had that before or not. I know I always had peach fuzz, but I don't know if it was low-key black in a flash picture, so can't say if that's testosterone or not. I wanted to really document it, but I'm not doing as well because I don't really notice changes, and you can't document a change you don't notice, if that makes sense. So my voice is cracked once in a while. I will make voice memos or record myself on Snapchat and send it to my friends who know I'm transitioning. Well, basically everybody in my life knows I'm transitioning, but like people that I'm strictly talk about transitioning with, like my plug. He's my plug, but he's also FTM like me. And he's like, yo, I heard a voice crack. And I'm like, oh, shit. Makes me really euphoric. And I was like, oh. But sometimes my voice has always been kind of raspy to the point that, like, if I'm tired or I'm high and I act tired or whatever, like, my voice will crack. And that's even before tea. So I can't even put that as that. And then I'm like, yo, I'm about to take my third shot. Like, I feel like I should be seeing more. And I'm really realizing, like, yeah, it's my third shot, but I'm only 2 weeks on tea. Like, yo, bro, chill. So that's one thing. I'm only 2 weeks on tea. So I was thinking I was going to do multiple weeks, or if I notice something week to week, I will post a video. But I'm thinking I'm aiming to just do monthly updates. And if I have to write it down, because that's really what I'm worried about, is forgetting changes. So if I have to write it down, I will. But I've been working out more, and I notice, like, when I flex after I work out, like, I see more of a muscle, like that. Do you see that shadow? Like, that would never be there before tea. Like, little things like that, because I'm actually working out. And, like, it's not much at all, believe me. But I'm also a big guy, so, like, a lot of stuff is hiding under the fat. That normally a skinny person would say, because I know 1 week on tea, people are gaining more muscle, people's voices are dropping a little bit, so y'all might even notice a voice drop that I'm just not. So hands are looking different, stuff like that. Like, so it makes a lot of people dysphoric that have I guess expectations, but I knew from the jump not to have any expectations. I knew from the jump that everybody's body's different, everybody's genes are different, everybody's transitions at different paces, everybody's dose is different. And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but my dose kind of like surprised me. Because my doctor told me he was going to start me at a low dose, but I'm 60 mgs a week. So I'm 0.3 mils. And so I was like, oh wow, okay. So maybe I was like, all right, my transition will then maybe be quicker. And it's not as quick. It's slow, like he said. So we shall just see. I've been doing sub-Q in my stomach. I've been switching. So far I've done 2 on my right side of my belly button, and I did 1 on my left side of my belly button. And then next week I'm gonna do on my left side, and we'll see. It'll be my 4th shot next week, but then I won't be a month till June 10th. That's another thing I noticed, is like, that makes no sense to me. We usually, like, yes, different months have 5 weeks in it, so that is what gives it away automatically. But it's like, especially if you're taking a medicine that goes like weekly basis, but like you measure it monthly also and yearly and stuff like that. You take 4 shots, you're like, all right, usually you need to re-up on medicine or whatever, and you're like, all right, well, now I need to get more medicine. And you're not a month on that medicine until, let's say you start on the 9th, you're not a month till the 9th. But that might be like 4 weeks and 3 days, or 4 weeks and 6 days. And it's like, none of that makes sense to me. So which is more accurate? Go by like 10 to 10, like month to month, or you go by week to week, like 4 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks is like, 4 weeks is a month, or June 10th is a month. You get what I'm saying? So if y'all can answer that and you know what I'm saying, let me know. If anybody else has experienced like a slow transition, and again, I'm only 2 weeks on tea, I need to remember this. Let me know. But yeah, might see y'all next week. I might see you in 2 weeks from now. We shall see. And I also want to talk about another thing. I'm getting married in 4 months, and you know, I'm going to have a photographer that costs $600. So usually when you get, you know, your wedding photograph, you don't see anything until, like, you get the prints. And then, like, you put it in your book and blah, blah, blah. So, like, I'm not going to be able to have him retake anything. And it's more like when I have kids, or if I have kids, or whatever the future holds for me, I don't want to look like this when I get married. Now, I'm asking for a lot for 4 months on T, and I guess this is kind of why I'm pushing it and pushing expectations and stuff. Even though when I came into this, I came in with no expectations, knowing I could bloom like that, or I could take a year and be like, no offense, and look like, just have like a different voice, but kind of sort of look the same, but not really, just more masculine. And I want to have facial hair. Now, obviously, I'm not going to do all this before T, and I could go on minoxidil, but that messes with your liver, and I'm already having issues with that. And, you know, I have a cat, and I work with cats and dogs and all that, and my fiance, I don't want to rub up on her and do all this, so, like, I just want to do it naturally without the minoxidil. But anyhow, I just want to look at least a little masculine. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, you look masculine. I appreciate that, you know, da-da-da-da. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather look like a 16 or 18-year-old that, you know, is getting married versus me. And I don't even say I look 12. I just don't look manly enough, in my eyes, at least. And when I get married, I just want to look different. So at least, hopefully, I look a little bit different. Trying to lose anywhere from 60 to 100 pounds, not before the wedding, just in general. So hopefully I will lose some, maybe even 40 pounds by then. And then who knows, 60 pounds is really not that much off of there. So I might hit my goal. Who knows? 4 months is 4 months. But anyway, yeah, a lot can happen. So let's just see. I'll see y'all later. My phone cut off. So hopefully I can fit this part into the video. But yeah, that's my update. And thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notifications on to let you know when I post next. Even if it's a month from now, I really will try to make at least in 2 weeks. Hopefully less than that, because it doesn't necessarily have to be my transitional video. But yeah, so anyway, I'll see y'all later, and I don't know what else to do. I don't know what to say. Alright, guys. Peace.